Hi everyone, I'm Mumu from Susan's family. Today I'll teach you the crochet method for the Firework tote bag. This bag is divided into 3 parts: the bottom, the body and the strap. Note that the bag is crocheted using a color gradient yarn, and the starting position has different colors. The final effect will also be different. You can choose the starting color segment based on your preference. One more thing to note. The original yarn is not easy to unravel, so you can learn first, and then start crocheting. You'll need some patience while crocheting. Let's start with the bottom of the bag. Use the chain ring method to begin. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Several crochet stitches will be used. All are marked on the chart. I won't list them all here. Please watch my demonstration of the specific crochet method before starting the actual crocheting. Let's first learn the proper posture for crocheting. Take the corresponding yarn. The swatch is made with cotton yarn to make it easier for everyone to see clearly. I'm using cotton yarn for the demonstration. The color is random. For specific yarn, color scheme and hook size, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Start by making a magic ring. Wrap the yarn tail around your left little finger once. Then pass it between your middle finger and index finger. Next, pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. Pick up the hook with your right hand and place it underneath the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise around the hook. With your left hand, use your thumb and middle finger to pinch the crossing point of the loop. Position the hook to the left side of the yarn. Yarn over the hook. Draw the yarn through the loop. This slip knot does not count as a stitch. Gently tighten the loop. Now we'll start crocheting chain stitches. Adjust the size of the loop on your hook. Wrap the yarn over the hook again. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. One chain stitch is now completed. This braid represents one stitch. On the half stitch on the right side, place a stitch marker to mark it. Continue crocheting chain stitches. Yarn over the hook. Draw the yarn through the loop. This is the second stitch. Following this method, continue crocheting 4 more chain stitches. Mindful not to make the chain stitches too tight. Fold the chain in half after completing it. Face the braid-like texture towards yourself. Mindful not to twist the chain. Pick up the front loop of the first chain stitch. That is the marker position. Work 1 slip stitch. Insert into the corresponding position. Draw the yarn through the loop. Pull through all the loops on the hook at once. Slip stitch completed. The joining slip stitch doesn't count as one stitch. Need to tighten it up? This way, the cast-on is completed. The marker can be removed now. Move on to crochet the first round. Start with chain 3 as the beginning chain for double crochet. Counts as 1 double crochet stitch. On the top chain stitch, pick up the right side half loop, and the yarn strand at the back. Place a marker to mark the position. To help easily find the insertion point for joining later. Next, work 1 double crochet into the chain space. Yarn over. Insert into the space. The beginning yarn tail can be placed on top of the hook. Weave in the ends as you go along. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pass through the first 2 loops. 2 loops remain. Yarn over again, draw through in one go. 1 double crochet is completed. The braid on the upper right is the stitch of the double crochet. Continue with 2 chain stitches as a transition. Work 1 more double crochet into the starting chain space. Wrap the yarn once around. Insert into the stitch, draw the yarn through. Yarn over one after another, pass through the first 2 loops, repeat twice. One, 2, double crochet completed. Continue and work 1 more double crochet. We will treat these 2 double crochets as one side of this round. The transition chain at the corner is considered as the corner. Continue repeating this corner and side twice. After completing, work 1 chain stitch. On the beginning chain, pick up both strands of the top chain stitch. That is the position marked by the stitch marker. Work 1 single crochet to connect. Insert. Draw the yarn through. There are 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops in one go. Single crochet completed. This single crochet replaces 1 chain stitch at the corner position. Complete this corner. The first round is complete. We'll take the clearer texture side as the right side of the piece. You can add a stitch marker to mark it. Trim any remaining yarn tails. Continue crocheting the second round. Make 3 beginning chains as the turning chain. Pick up both strands of the top chain to mark. Once you get more comfortable with crocheting, you can skip marking altogether. Count it as 1 double crochet. Insert the hook into the corresponding chain space below. Work 1 treble crochet in the matching chain space from the previous round. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook into the corresponding starting chain space. Try to insert the hook between the stitch placements of the first round. Wrap the floating yarn from the previous round into the stitch. Draw the yarn through. Enlarge the loop. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. Treble crochet is complete. The height should match the right side roughly. Continue working below. Work 1 double crochet into the corner space of the previous round. Here we've essentially made 1 double crochet, 1 treble crochet, and 1 double crochet. The starting position is special. Use a turning chain to replace the first double crochet. We'll treat these 3 stitches as 1 double crochet cluster. Continue by working a double crochet cluster at the corner position on the left side, which means working 1 double crochet into the corner space. Then insert into the corresponding foundation chain space below. Work 1 treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Insert. Wrap around the corner position of the previous round. Draw the yarn through. Enlarge the loop. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops in sequence. Repeat 3 times. Treble crochet is complete. Continue by working 1 double crochet into the same space of the previous round. Complete 1 double crochet cluster. We'll treat these 2 double crochet clusters as the side for this round. Continue by working 2 chain stitches as the corner. For all the following corner positions, work 2 chain stitches. Continue to the next side. Start at the same position where you worked the previous side. Work 1 double crochet cluster. After completing, move to the next corner position. Work another double crochet cluster. The second side is complete. Follow this method for corners and sides. Refer to the chart to finish this round. For the last side, work the final double crochet cluster into the starting chain space. After completing, work 1 chain stitch. Work a single crochet to join at the marker position. Insert. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Single crochet completed. Round 2 is done. Now move on to round 3. First, work a special double crochet cluster, which is 3 chain stitches. For the swatch, we won't place a marker here. 1 treble crochet. Insert the hook into the corner chain space of the first round below. This is the chain space of round 2. The insertion position below is the corner chain space of round 1. Wrap the previous round's corner into the stitch. After completing, move to the previous round. Work 1 double crochet into the corner chain space. That is the chain space on the right side of the beginning chain. Pay attention to finding the correct position while crocheting. Start and complete the special double crochet cluster. Starting from the next round, follow this method. On the corner chain space of the previous round, and the corner chain space 1 round below. Correspondingly work the special double crochet cluster. Then on the left side, into the stitch pattern gap on the side of the previous round. Work 1 double crochet cluster. Pay attention, pick up the treble crochet from the first round underneath. Crochet into the space on the left side of the beginning chain. Finish the ending double crochet in the same gap of the previous round. Once completed, at the corner position, pick up these 2 round corner chain spaces. Work 1 double crochet cluster. We will consider the crocheted stitches as one side of this round. Continue to work 1 corner. Crochet the next side using the same method. Pay attention to the double crochet clusters at the beginning and end of adjacent sides. Crochet in the same position. For the middle double crochet cluster, Insert the hook into the space between the corresponding 2 DC of the first round. The second side is completed. Following this corner and side crochet method, refer to the chart to finish this round. After completing the last side, work 1 chain stitch on the beginning chain. Pick up both loops of the top chain. Work 1 single crochet to connect. The third round is complete. Now work the fourth round. First, work a special double crochet cluster in the corner hole of the 2 rounds below. Work 1 double crochet in the space of the pattern on the left. Below the second round. Below the second round. On the right side of the double crochet pattern, in the middle of the treble crochet. This is the stitch worked in the starting chain hole. Work 1 front post treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Pick up the treble crochet from right to left in front. Pull the yarn through. Slightly enlarge the loop. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops in sequence. Repeat 3 times. The height should be roughly even with the right side after completion. Completed a front post treble crochet. Continue on the same round at the same gap. Work 1 double crochet. We'll treat these 3 stitches as one chain pattern. Continue by working another chain pattern. First, work 1 double crochet in the gap at the left side pattern. Then, in the double crochet pattern that's 1 round below. In the middle of the treble crochet, work 1 front post treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Insert your hook in front to pick up this treble crochet. Pull the yarn through. Slightly enlarge the loop, yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. Completed a front post treble crochet. Next, work 1 double crochet in the gap. The chain pattern is done. Next, work a double crochet cluster at the corner position. We'll count the work stitches as one side of this round. Continue to work one corner. Next, follow the stitch pattern for sides and corners. Refer to the chart and complete this round. Pay attention to working chain spaces in the middle position. After finishing the last side, work one chain stitch. Work a single crochet in the beginning chain to join. Round 4 is completed. At this point, you can check the size of your work piece. Compare it with the dimensions provided in the chart. If there's a significant difference, adjust your tension and rework to avoid affecting the finished product's size. Next, move on to round 5. Start by working a special double crochet cluster. Then, at the gaps of the 3 clusters on the left side, correspondingly work chain spaces. Pay attention to the front post treble crochet stitches. Pick up the treble crochet in the space from one round below. Work into the middle of the double crochet cluster. After completing, continue with the double crochet cluster at the corner position. The first side is done. Then work one corner. Follow this method for sides and corners to finish this round. Finally, make one chain stitch and one single crochet to connect. Round 5 is completed. Next, start round 6. Begin working the special double crochet cluster. Then make a chain stitch cluster in the gap at the left side. Mindful to pick up the front post treble crochet from one round below the cluster. Work into the middle stitch. Continue correspondingly with the chain stitch cluster afterward. At the chain stitch cluster position, middle front post treble crochet. Pick up the middle front post treble crochet and work into it. When reaching the edge double crochet cluster position, pick up the middle front post treble crochet. Correspondingly make the front post treble crochet. After completing, make a double crochet cluster at the corner position. Finish this side. Continue with one corner. Repeat this process. Refer to the chart and complete this round. Finish with one chain stitch. One single crochet to connect. Round 6 is completed. The rounds at the bottom of the bag. Crochet in rounds following the method of round 6. At the corner position, continue with 2 chain stitches. On the side position, the beginning and ending are at the corner space of the previous 2 rounds. Correspondingly make a double crochet cluster. In the middle, pick up the space from the previous round. Separated by 1 round from the bottom. 1 stitch in the middle of the pattern. Correspondingly make a front post treble crochet. At the ending corner position, make 1 chain stitch, and connect with 1 single crochet. The fabric forms this front post treble crochet texture. When counting rounds, you can find the treble crochet at the left side of the corner which inserts into the chain space. This is round 2. The front post treble crochet made above it is round 4. Later, count the number of front post treble crochets like this. Each front post treble crochet represents 2 rounds. This swatch here has 7 rounds. Adding the treble crochet at the bottom. There are 3 textures here in total. There is one more round above, that is round 7. This is how you count the rounds. During the crocheting process, you may encounter a situation where one yarn ball is not enough, and need to join new yarn. Here I will demonstrate the method using a swatch. Tie a knot with the new yarn around the yarn tail. Pay attention when joining new yarn with free-gated yarn. Try to choose a color section that is similar, to avoid affecting the appearance. Push it all the way to the bottom. Try to place the knot on the wrong side of the fabric. Then continue crocheting. Finally, weave in the yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side. You can weave in a few more stitches. Trim off the excess yarn tail. This is the method for joining new yarn. From now on, everyone follow the pattern chart. Finish crocheting the bottom of the bag. That's it for explaining the bag bottom. Next, we'll learn how to crochet the body of the bag. Crochet in rounds on the bottom of the bag. Please watch my demonstration of the specific crocheting method. First, crochet the first round. Start by finding the last round of the bottom. Locate the centered chain stitch pattern on the side. Place a marker in the middle stitch of that pattern. Mark one on each side. Here, I'll demonstrate using a small sample. There are fewer rounds, mainly to show the method. Then crochet according to the stitch pattern, on the side of the bag bottom. Crochet until reaching the second gap on the right side of the marked position. The corresponding chain stitch pattern. Work one double crochet in the gap on the right side of the marked position. In the chain stitch at the marked position, work one front post double crochet. Work one double crochet in the gap on the left side. We'll treat these 3 stitches as one corner pattern. You can place a marker on the corner pattern. To make it easier to count the rounds on the body of the bag. You can also place markers on other corner positions. If you can recognize the pattern, then you don't have to place markers. Next, start from the gap on the left side. Continue crocheting the corresponding chain stitch pattern. When you reach the corner position, continue working one double crochet pattern. We'll treat the crocheted stitches as one side. Continue with 2 chain stitches as the corner. Now crochet the next side. Start crocheting normally. When you reach the marked position, crochet one corner pattern correspondingly. That means work one double crochet in the gap on the right side. And work one front post treble crochet around the marked chain stitch. Then one double crochet in the gap on the left side. The corner pattern is completed. Continue to finish this side. Then follow the same technique for the corners and sides. Finish this round. At the ending corner position, continue with single crochets to connect. The first round is complete. Move on to round 2. Start crocheting following the side method. When you reach the corner pattern position, work on the gaps on both sides, and the front post treble crochet in the middle. Crochet one corner pattern correspondingly. No need to enlarge the loop here. Continue crocheting along the side method below. At the corner position, continue with 2 chain stitches. Finish this round following this method. End by joining with a single crochet. Round 2 is complete. Turn the right side out. The fabric forms this effect. The rounds on the back of the bag body will follow the crochet method of round 2. At the corner position, continue with 2 chain stitches. Along the edge, continue crocheting following the method used on the bottom edge of the bag, just at the middle of the edge. Correspondingly make the corner pattern, creating this decrease effect. End by continuing to join with a single crochet. When counting rounds, start from the marker position of the first round. Count the texture of the chain stitches. 1 chain stitch corresponds to 1 round. Everyone refer to the chart and complete the corresponding rounds. Here you can adjust the number of rounds as needed, and based on how much yarn is left, to reach the desired size for the bag body. Finish it up. That concludes the explanation of the bag body. Finally, we'll learn how to make the strap. Crochet in rounds around the bag body. The new stitch technique used is the single crochet decrease. Watch me demonstrate the exact crocheting method. Start with the first round. Take the ending yarn from the bag body. First, work a slip stitch on the right side of the hole below. Slightly enlarge the loop. Insert into the hole. Pull the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook at once. No need to tighten. Then make one chain stitch as the turning chain for the single crochet. It doesn't count as one stitch. Work one single crochet in the same hole. You can place a marker in the stitch. Then chain the corresponding number. The number of chains here can refer to the chart, or you can adjust as needed. Don't make the chains too tight. The stitch count for the swatch here is random. In the corner hole on the left side, work one single crochet. Pay attention, the chain braid must not be twisted. Pick up stitches evenly and work single crochets. Continue working until before the corner pattern position. Arrived at the corresponding position, in the pattern gap on the left side, and in the gap between the left double crochet and chain. Work a single crochet decrease. First, work 2 incomplete single crochets correspondingly. Insert into the gap. Pull the yarn through. First stitch is completed. Continue inserting into the left gap. Pull the yarn through. Second stitch is completed. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops at once. The single crochet decrease is done. The braid on the upper right is its stitch. You can place a stitch marker. Continue picking up 2 gaps on the left side. Work a single crochet decrease. First, work 2 incomplete single crochets correspondingly. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops at once. The single crochet decrease is done. Continue picking up stitches and work corresponding single crochets. Don't miss the stitch on the left side. Now at the chain space, work 1 single crochet into it. Corresponding number of chain stitches. Pay attention to make the chain counts on both strap positions as equal as possible. After completing, work 1 single crochet into the corner space on the left side. Continue picking up stitches and work corresponding single crochets. At the corner pattern position, pick up the space and work 2 single crochet decreases correspondingly. 1 stitch. You can place a marker. Two stitches. Continue picking up stitches and work corresponding single crochets. After completing, work 1 slip stitch into the starting stitch. That is the stitch marker position. Pull tight, to prevent accidentally adding extra stitches later. The first round is complete. Continue crocheting the second round. Start with 1 chain stitch as the beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet into the slip stitch insertion position below. Place a marker. Then on the chain stitch, pick up the front loop of the chain. That is the top strand of the chain stitch. Work corresponding single crochets one by one. Complete the single crochets into the chain stitches. Continue picking up stitches and work corresponding single crochets. Pay attention when reaching the single crochet decrease position. On these 2 single crochet decrease stitches, work 1 single crochet decrease. Continue picking up stitches and work corresponding single crochets. When reaching the chain stitch, continue picking up the front loop and work corresponding single crochets. When reaching a stitch, continue working corresponding single crochets. At the marker position, work a single crochet decrease. After completion, join with a slip stitch to the starting single crochet to finish. Cut the yarn. Secure with 1 chain stitch. Enlarge the loop. Leave a 5 cm yarn tail and cut the yarn. Pull tight. On the wrong side, hide the yarn tail along the texture. The second round is complete. Continue to crochet the third round. First, locate the starting chain stitch position on the bag body. On this side of the bag body, where no crocheting has been done. Join the yarn in the right side corner hole. Here I'm using a different color yarn for demonstration. You can tie a knot. Pull the loop through. Adjust it a bit. Yarn joining is complete. Make one chain stitch to start. Work one single crochet in the same position. Gather the yarn tails together. Then crochet along the edge following the same technique as the first round. On the turning chain, insert the hook into the single crochet's insertion point and crochet. The stitches on the left side are a bit distorted, don't miss any. Don't forget to decrease in the middle. Reach the left side corner position. Work one single crochet inside. Then on the chain stitch of the first round. Pick up the remaining 2 strands of the chain. Pay attention. The left side here is the single crochet from the first round. The area above is the chain stitch position. Insert the hook into the single crochet's insertion point on the chain. Work single crochets correspondingly into each stitch. You can see here the single crochets are worked into the same hole as the single crochets from the second round, creating this texture. Finish the chain stitch position. Join with a slip stitch on the starting stitch and cut the yarn. Weave in the yarn tail. The stitch marker can be removed. The third round is complete. The crochet method for the fourth round is the same as the third round. On the other side of the strap underneath is the unworked part of the bag body, and on the other side of the chain from the first round. Join the yarn and work single crochets in rounds. Finish by cutting the yarn and weaving in the ends. Everyone complete this part. Finally, remove all the stitch markers. That concludes the explanation of the strap. Up to this point, the entire bag has been fully explained. If you have any unclear points during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to reach out to our customer service. You can contact our customer service for support. Susan's family, stitch by stitch, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.